All right. Welcome to another episode of Trevor Talks out here in beautiful Dinuba, California. My name is Trevor Clayton. I'm the head golf professional here at Ridge Creek Golf Club. And, we got another beautiful day. Uh, Heating up. Golf season is upon us. I just got done teaching, and I just got a lot of this. Man, I got a lot of pent up energy, stuff that's heavy on my heart. Um, one thing that I want to talk about today is I wanted to talk about the release. I don't get to go. I try not to overwhelm too much in an hour. They say a client might remember 10% of what you say in an hour. So really digesting that on my end as a teacher, like, okay, I got to really be intentional with what I'm saying, and also reiterating, boiling things down to a main point of like, hey, remember this one thing. And for me, I like to be efficient. So I want to pick, for me, what I'm trying to do as a teacher is I'm trying to pick that one lever. What's that one thing that I could swing thought or adjustment that I can make that's going to, that I can pull one lever that's going to affect multiple things. So um, oftentimes that has to do with the release. And so what I wanted to do today is kind of just deep dive into what is the release. So um, one of the things that I'll have, first off, you're throwing a ball. Boom, boom. Okay. The release could be the flick, right? The flick. In the golf swing, I'll have people swing the club and get it to whoosh. I call it the whoosh. All right, swing that club and get that thing to whoosh. Okay. So the release, I say that there's two releases in the swing. There's the club head passing the hands, and then there's the club face opening and closing. Okay, so there's two releases. Oftentimes, now raise your hand here, if your ball goes like this, particularly goes high and it goes like this, one of the most common patterns I see is releasing the club head and not releasing the club face. So the club head passes the hand, so I add tons of loft to the club face, and it stays open and it never releases. So the ball goes really high and it goes right all day. Never seen the ball go left, never seen it go low. Typically, you're going to pick the ball, typically struggle with wedges. You might say that all of your irons go the same distance, or your wedges, you can't hit your wedge farther, you can't hit it out of your shadow, pretty much. Doesn't go anywhere. Struggle with distance, can't take a divot. What else we got? Typically, you're going to do a punch shot with a 4-iron because it has the least amount of loft, automatically does it for you. So if any of those sound like you, this would probably be a good video for you. So if I were, if we were out on this beautiful lesson tee here, what I would have you do is I would have you hit a punch shot. Okay, so what the punch shot is the exact opposite of that pattern. So what you're doing, what you're learning to do is delay the club head passing the hands, so you have shaft length, but you're learning to release the club face so that it squares. So you're doing the opposite pattern. So you're delaying the club head passing the hands, so my hands are in front, and then you're matching that up with the club face closing. Okay? Tough move, but that's essentially what you're doing. Typically, if you're struggling, if your golf game's struggling, I tell people you need to do the opposite. If your ball is it's curving to the right, you need to swing that way. If it's curving to the left, you need to swing that way. If you're picking it, you need to take a divot. If you're, if or hey, I'm not hitting it very good. My feet are too narrow or they're too close together. Hey, what if I do this? Or maybe I'm standing really too far away. Okay, I need to stand closer. Usually, by the way, I think I've said this before, but change your setup if you want to change your swing. Okay, so if you're my patient here and you come to me and you got a big old slice, well, I'm going to have you do some punch shots. So setup wise, I mean, literally just imagine, hey, I got a tree in front of me. I got to hit this thing low. Okay. So what you're going to do is set up with the feet close together, ball back of the stance. You're going to set up with the hands low in front, and you're going to feel boom. I'm hitting ball and then turf. So you're really getting a sense of driving through there, getting aggressive. Boom. Okay. So you're getting a sense of that opposite release. Okay. Now another way to think about it, and typically like um, when you go into a full swing, so like particularly with driver. So if we go to a driver, or you just stick with full swing, and really full swing anything. So what I was saying is the release could be described as the club head going from this side of my hands to this side. Most often what I see is that people will throw the club out early and then it never passes the hand. Or you might see this action or the delaying this happening. So the club head is never getting to the other side. So it's throwing out early, they're casting early and then dragging that thing through there. Versus a professional will create lag, they'll sustain this and then throw it really hard through impact. So it's happening later, boom, boom, and harder versus boom. Or, oh gosh, we've seen that one before. But so what I always say, hey, let's move the club head faster. My classic conversation, the back and forth will usually go, okay, typically here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna hit this thing higher. Okay, that should be your goal. Okay, let's hit this thing higher. How do we hit it higher? Well, we need speed. We got to move the club head faster. A lot of people will say, okay, I'm going to swing harder. Okay, what does that mean? Swing what harder? I'm going to swing my body harder. Ah! Okay, what? The harder I turn my body or swing my hands at it, the slower this club head moves. What actually needs to happen is I need to slow that down so my club head can pass. Boom. And actually catch up and square up. Okay? That's a big deal, right? I don't even know exactly where's this camera aimed at. Blue flag? Kind of, sort of? We'll say. We'll say something like that. Okay. I just picked it, by the way. It's kind of funny. Which there's nothing wrong with picking it, but typically, like if you're struggling, like, hey, if you're picking it, I'm going to tell you to take some divots. I want to see you get aggressive with it. It's my 2 cents. But my idea with and my thoughts with the release is actually, and to me, I think it's a good thing. Of like, okay, hey, let's actually be more aggressive. A lot of people are trying to guide this thing out. So another one of my tricks is I'm giving a bunch of tricks out today. There's a lot of good information here. What I'll say is, okay, let's swing fast. Let's swing hard. Just before I even say, if you get a lesson from me, oftentimes I'm not giving you a lot of the background here. I mean, I'm just rambling. That's why I kind of wanted to do these because that's why I'm doing this Trevor Talk series because I wanted to give some of the background story. It's hard to do that in an hour, but I feel like in a video, I can blabber and talk, and then you could watch it and kind of digest. Because it takes time. Like I tell people that, like, hey, think about this on the drive home. Like think about it a little bit of like these concepts. I'll ask, hey, what's your intentions here? What shot are you trying to hit? You're going high, low, cut, draw. Where are you aiming? Right? Visualizing what you want to happen is the first part of creation, right? We got to envision what we want to happen and then tell your muscles what to do. So there's steps and stages here. So getting more specific with what we want to do. Sorry, rambling. Once again, that's part of the show. What I'm getting at here, so what I'll say is, hey, let's swing fast. Let it fly. Typically, most people are trying to guide that thing out there. And what ends up happening is that you slow the release down, which is I want to let that thing flow. Let that thing flow. It wants to do that. Centripetal force wants to throw this club out. We want to let it. You want to let that happen. You want to use the force. Don't fight it. Okay, we want to use that. Okay, so letting that happen. So typically, most often, when I have someone just swing harder or faster, it it works. It's like, oh hey, lesson's over. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Just swing fast. Boom, bing, bang. Problem solved. Um, but I mean, really, like I'm saying, I do try and boil things down where, hey, let's, I mean, it really should be point and shoot. Hey, what's my target? Boom, boom, boom. Point, point, shoot. Like, let's make this thing as athletic and uh, seamless as possible. Boom, boom. I tell you what, I'm picking it right now. Kind of flushing it. It's good. I've been working on picking it. Anyways, so what I'm getting at is the release. So, and okay, here's the other thing I'm going to do with your with my patient zero slicer, career slicer, with the career slicer, which like you also got to think about, like you got to realize, eh, you've been slicing it your whole golf career. You have no idea what the club face close even is. No idea what that means. No idea what that feels like. Oh, I'm saying these words and it's just like it, fairy dust. I mean, nothing, no idea. So like the concept or the idea of hitting a draw, huh, good luck, good luck. But my thoughts and ideas on hitting a draw. Okay, so hey, I'm a slicer. I've been doing this my whole life, turning from the top, releasing or casting early, and slow release, and then hanging back. Gosh, we got a lot to address there. There's a common golf instruction. Um, the golfer reacts to the club face. So with a slicer, your club face has been wide open your whole life. So it's been wide open. So if my club face is open and I swung right down the line, this thing's gonna go a million miles right. Okay. So what are you naturally going to do? You're going to swing over the top to square up the club face. It's the only way you're gonna make solid contact. But what ends up happening is it starts left and then. So then what do? This is the best class. Oh, I'm just gonna aim left. Oh, perfect. Now you're gonna open the club face more. Now you're hitting a bigger slice. So like I said, fight fire with fire. You got to aim that. You actually need to swing that direction. Really weird. But if you swing that direction, your club face is wide. Your brain won't let you. So what we need to do is close the club face. So how do we do that? You start with the grip. Once again, most people, they're holding it in the lifeline. This bone's on the bottom or on the side. Their hand's on the side, and this right hand is on top. So somewhere in this manner. I mean, the grip is up for debate. A couple of things I like to see. I like to see this bone more on top. I think you have more leverage to load and unload this club and get it to whoosh. Big fan of that. I see a lot of success with it. There's tons of ways to do it. I'm a believer that there's a bunch of different ways to do it. If you say, hey man, I hit it really good doing this, I know what I'm doing. I can start it here and do here and get it to move here. I can hit it high, I can hit it low, I can aim there, I can hit it off of this line. Hey, I know what I'm doing. I understand the physics and geometry. It's sound. Hey, I'm here for it. But I'm gonna poke holes in it. I'm gonna poke holes in it, and that's part of my job. Okay, I want to think through it. I want to kind of work through this a little bit. I'm gonna test it. Okay, can you hit it high? Can you hit it low? Can you hit it off this line? Oh, how's that work out of the rough? How's it work downwind? Right? Just different scenarios. My philosophy in teaching is that I want as many options as possible. I want to be able to hit it as close to the hole as possible from as many different scenarios. Well, all of them. I want to solve all the problems. I want to solve all of them. So like that's what. So I want to be able to. So once again, going back to, I'm trying to pull the lever that could affect the most variables. So like I'm trying to use the technique that I could use and make this the most minimal amount of adjustments for it to work for the most amount of situations. Okay, so like that's what I'm trying to do. So that's a little bit how I teach. So like I like to teach different shots, like you to be able to handle. Now I'm going to attack the 80% Pareto rule. You handle the 80%. The 20%, I mean, your outliers. I mean, yes, we need to have them, but like, man, if you just cover your 80% across the board, oh, you're cruising. You're cruising, and just don't hit it in a bad spot. It's an easy game. Simple game. I try and fix that. By the way, it's not an easy game. Simple, simple. My wife always gets me on that one. Simple, not easy. Here we go. So, okay, sorry. Back to the draw. Oh, holy moly, I'm way off topic now. Great clips, though. Great clips. Hopefully, you're still watching. So, a draw. What we're going to do is, what we need to do, we need to do two things. And it's brutal. It's brutal for my my lifetime slicer. You need to swing that direction and close the club face. So, what I would say, it's kind of like hitting a forehand. Ping pong, tennis, very similar. So, boom, 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 boom. Drop the right foot back a little bit, back in the stance, boom. Tough into this wind. Here we go. Oh, that's just purdy. Little baby. Well, it's actually a pretty good size one because the wind's going this way. That's actually a pretty solid draw. Oh, by the way, new golf balls. These things are dynamite. The Callaway practice ball, it feels really good. I've been testing it today with the old. I'd love to get a launch monitor out here and test the spin rates with the old balls, but man, they feel really good. I'm impressed. Shout out Callaway. So your draw. So okay, here's the thing. You're a lifetime slicer. You need to get used to the club face being closed. What's going to happen when I close the club face? You in a stronger grip. The club face is in more closed position. So like looking at this club face here, look at this leading edge. If it looks like this, if you ever take a video of your swing, it looks like this. It's not that it's not possible. If it's like this, we need to close that thing down at some point. That's all. Or I need to change the grip from the start and it looks more like this. I mean, either way, both work. I would recommend more forearm or closing, or how I learned the golf swing is full roll. So you're getting a sense of that release because there's a lot of power in the club face opening and closing. What I'm talking about, there's that release. That is a power move, big time. And it doesn't necessarily mean that the ball is going to draw. That's a fun one. That's a fun one, by the way. Potentially more timing with the club face opening and closing. That's a different can of worms. But what I want you to feel like is that you're hitting that forehand. So I just brought up timing. Here's my point here, is that we need to feel like it happens sooner. So going back to our whoosh. Okay, if you do this swing and it whooshes way after, you need to feel like it whooshes here. I'm hitting that forehand way sooner. So I don't know if you notice where my body is. It's staying closed this way. Exaggeration. If you watch me hit this ball, it's not doing that. But if you're a lifetime slicer, you're doing this. Well, it's more like this. By the way, this is the classic pattern. Take away with the hands and the arms, shift late, turn from the top, hang back. Holy moly. I just described 70% of golfers right there. Holy guacamole. So what we need to do is, so what I was describing there is staying close, and I'm actually bringing the hands and arms. I'm actually bringing the club head, so I'm staying close. Boom. It's a good thing. You can be, I think, to me, it's freedom. You be more aggressive. I mean, just flushing it. I don't even know what that was. Where'd that even come from? I told you at the beginning of this was going to be weird. If you're still here, I love you. Wide stance. By the way, okay, here, I'm going to put you guys on right here. You can 3x your practice session with this one thing. If before you hit every ball in your range session, if when you get over this ball, you give me 3 of these, then hit it. Give me 3 waggles, 2, 3, then go. 3x your practice session. Hands down. Try it out. No doubt. 3x without doing anything else. Give me 3 waggles before you every ball. Oh my gosh. Whoo! Gets me fired up. Love the waggle. So good for so many reasons. I mean, we should do a whole different video on the waggle, by the way. I mean, I don't know about you, but this golf ball feels really good. It feels really good. With striping. Okay, here, let me give you an example. I got this. Oh, geez. Easy. I got this whippy shaft here. It's like a knockoff the orange whip or whatever. Okay. What you're gonna feel here is, so this would be a good teaching aid, because it's a good visual. So this is the shaft. This is an exaggeration of the shaft bending and sending. Okay. So what you do is in the backswing, you load this thing so it bends, and then it sends. So look where I stopped. Boom, and the club head got all the way to the ball, and my hands are boom here. That's me hitting the brakes. Okay. Don't stay with me now. Stay with me now. Okay. So what happens is I need to load this thing and then boom, hit the brakes, and then I'm riding the wave to the finish. Woo-hoo-hoo, boy. Let me tell you, great practice. Now, really good if we split the grip. This is a great one. Okay, so we're going up and then boom, down here. Boom. Woo-hoo. Man, really good for syncing up, getting the proper sequence in the golf swing, and then really getting a feel, and particularly feeling the arm staying in front of the body and how you're going to load this thing. It's really that you need to kickstart this thing from the get-go. You gotta, we gotta start that generator right from the get-go. Everyone starts it like this. Dude, you ain't starting any generator like this. You gotta get into that thing. You gotta get that lower body involved. Gotta get that lower body involved. But everything starts sooner. Here we go. Geez, I just did a couple of those pumps. Hey. Oh, geez. Flushing. It's really good right now, by the way. It's really good. Man, I think it feels really good. Okay, so to wrap this up, let's put a bow on this bad boy. The release. Ultimately, has my back pocket been open this whole time? That's the worst. That's the worst. So what we're looking at is the club head, the release, opening, closing, and also passing the hands. I sum it up by just saying the whoosh. By the way, I've been kind of doing these, but just one-handed. Really good, just to kind of get the flow. Be a really good warm-up. But getting a sense of this release, it needs to happen sooner, or the whoosh needs to happen sooner, particularly more with driver, less with this iron. Most people need to do this, learn how to take a divot. And I love this one. They'll take a divot and they'll chunk it. Oh, I hit too much ground. There's no such thing. I mean, there is. I mean, you can do too much of anything, but realistically, it's just in the wrong spot. You just hit the ground in the wrong spot. It changed that spot. change that spot. I need to shift to the left before. You probably went here, stayed back. Just need to shift to the left, that's all. Right, so if I did this, if I swung and there was weight on my right side, I'd hit the ground here. If I swung and I moved my body more left, I just moved that 18 inches. All right, essentially the low point of the swing is basically where your sternum is. So if I swing here and I stay here, I can manipulate it. I'm oversimplifying things, but just for the sake of, right, if I move all my pressure over here, okay, so if you're chunking it, you're hitting the ground first. We need to move this sternum more laterally left sooner. It needs to happen sooner. So usually what my lifetime slicers struggle with is feeling that club face close. If you've ever gotten less with me, you've heard me say it sooner. More, sooner, harder, faster, more ground, sooner. Right, the ball is curving this way. Oh, I need to roll this club face. Usually a lot of people will feel it roll, but it gets to here and then rolls. That's too late. If the ball's still going to the right, the club face is open through here. You need to feel, right? And these feel versus real things, right? It's gonna happen. Okay, go back to this. Go back to this. Here. When did I release it? Where'd my hand stop? Right, those are the brakes. All right, when did I do that? At release point. We have positions in the golf swing. This part right here, where the club or the shaft is parallel to the ground, this is release point. So I should be releasing the club here. Or hitting the brakes. My hands or the handle should be stopping and moving up. Oh, So once again, sooner. Everything needs to happen sooner. Oh boy. I didn't even aim. I just stripe. Well, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I appreciate you. Well, I shouldn't even, don't put them on a pedestal. This is a Trevor Talks. Thanks for coming. Good work today. That was awesome. Trevor Talks, the release. See you guys soon.